And if we sit back and do nothing and don't work to fix this neighborhood, what was it all for?
And the families and those who are surviving are part of that economy that we need to continue to keep in the forefront.
It's an ongoing memory of something bad, but all we can do is try to move forward and plant good things.
As Buffalo marks 4 years since the 5/14 mass shooting, people across Western New York are coming together to remember and support a community still healing. Through vigils, acts of service, artwork, and personal reflection, many are finding their own ways to honor the victims and keep their legacies alive. Channel 2's Alyssa Clausell has a look at how some community members are remembering 5/14 4 years later. Alyssa.
Hey, Kelly, that's right. This event on Utica Street here is a reminder that there is still joy and community on Jefferson Avenue, even as we remember one of its darkest days. This event right now is a culmination of a day of service and reflection for some of the 600 people who volunteered around the area today, and for just community members who want to be amongst one another. We are on Utica Street, right in between Jefferson and DuPont. This event kicked off about an hour and a half ago, and we've had crews in and around the area all day from daybreak up until right now, catching the setup and preparation for this event, which features live music, a reflection station, and free local food vendors, and even a kids zone. Now, Kim LeVere, she's the managing director at Clementine Gold Group. This is the group that put on this block party of sorts. She says that this service and event right now, she wants it to be a safe space on a day that carries so much horror and tragedy.
At our organization, we believe in margin to center. And so I think it's really important bringing those voices who might not normally connect to have those connections here. Last year when we ran this, we had about 75 volunteers, and this year we have over 630. So we have grown in projects and in participation, and it's just been really beautiful to see at a time where it's very easy to be apathetic because there's so much going on, to see people come out and just want to be in community and support folks.
Kim emphasized that this is a free, family-friendly space to reflect, restore, and reconnect with your community. Again, this is a community gathering event, a block party of sorts. It's on Utica Street. It stretches all the way down the block, and there's still time for folks to come out if they'd like to be in community today. It goes until 7 p.m., and there are shuttles for some area apartments if folks can't get around or need some help. There are shuttles going until 7 p.m. Kim says you'll want to look in your lobby of your apartment buildings for more info if that applies to your building. Live and on your side, Alyssa Clausell, Channel 2 News.
Thank you, Alyssa. 4 years after the Buffalo mass shooting, Mark Talley, the son of victim Geraldine Talley, says the day is about more than remembrance. Talley says real change is still needed on Buffalo's East Side, pointing to longstanding issues like systemic racism, food insecurity, and economic inequality.
Systemic racist issues attracted a white supremacist that day to come over and plot to kill as many black people as he wanted to that day. And unfortunately, he was very successful at it. Unfortunately, the community is how it was on 5/13/2022, and it's a shame that 10 people had to die for the east side of Buffalo to get notice, but yet nothing has been done.
Talley continues his own advocacy work through his organization, Agents for Advocacy. And the chair of the 514 Memorial Foundation also says the work of healing and rebuilding on the east side is far from over. Reverend Mark Blue says continued investment in housing, community services, and economic development is critical as plans move forward for the 514 Memorial Healing Center on Jefferson Avenue.
We haven't had a community center in that area at all. Johnny B. Wiley is a sports pavilion. It does provide some services, but this will be that time in which we can bring together a lot of the resources that are needed for that area.
Earlier this week, the 514 Foundation unanimously approved Buffalo construction consultants to oversee the construction of the Living Memorial and Healing Center. Meanwhile, a former East Side resident has filed a lawsuit to force an audit of the Buffalo Together Fund. Dominique Calhoun is a Williamsville native who served for several years on the Buffalo Police Advisory Board before moving to Atlanta. She told our partners at Buffalo Business First that she went to the Tops 4 years ago today and was in the parking lot shortly after the shooting. When she looked into counseling services available through the fund, she says she realized it has yet to provide a full accounting of the millions donated after the tragedy, and she grew concerned about a potential lack of transparency and oversight. Lawyers representing the Buffalo Together Fund called the lawsuit baseless and say the fund is meant to address long-term solutions that require some patience. 2 on Your Side will bring you continuing coverage throughout the evening as we remember those 10 lives lost 4 years ago today. We also live stream today's remembrance ceremony at Tops as it was happening, and you can watch it right now on demand on our free streaming app.